30 years ago, there was a complete shortage of juvenile kiwi out in the wild. We constantly encountered adults, regardless of where we looked, but we didn't find juveniles. And we hatched a plan to put a transmitter on a kiwi in the wild. And it actually showed that stoats were just about nobbling every chick that hatched everywhere across mainland New Zealand. It was just the biggest tragedy. We needed to get juveniles back out there into the forests. And back then, 30 years ago, stoat control was genuinely in its infancy. So the most certain way to get kiwi chicks through was to collect the eggs from the wild, take them to a facility like the National Kiwi Hatchery, hatch them, grow them to a size at which they were no longer vulnerable to stoats, and put them back out in the forest. And the start of the journey about reversing the fortunes of kiwi on mainland New Zealand.
It was just phenomenal to see this chick come out, fully formed, feathers, but entirely wet, and just breaking out of the egg and immediately starting to try and crouch and stand up. Very emotional it was.
So in those early days, it was all very new across the nation, kiwi incubation. There wasn't a lot known about it. Our incubation hatch room was one drafty room, and the brooder room was a concreted floor, cold room that had very peachy coloured curtains and iron bars on the windows. We were young, we just wanted to do something meaningful, we were passionate. I don't think any of us had a clue where we were heading. We didn't have a future plan. We just became really good at what we were doing because we were so curious and so passionate and just wanted to do better each year. And as we did that, our hatch success increased and kiwi incubation was really going off in strides, and suddenly it was like, we need to share this. We need people to see what we're doing.
So when they started the design for the next kiwi incubation room, it was just like, wow, we can make this really purpose-built and make it beautiful and easy to clean. And it was such a transformation to be able to go from a little room into that building where we could have 15 brooders and big artificial incubators, and it made a real difference.
It was this whole concept of what we were doing was, it stimulated passion for conservation. If we got this excited every time a kiwi hatched, what would the public do? And getting it into a situation where the public could see that.
At the hatchery, we've beautifully blended science with engagement and advocacy, because of course until you get to see a kiwi, you're less likely to be connected with kiwi. We've been able to release over 2,500 kiwi and share this work with hundreds of thousands of people.
One of the big things we wanted to do was record what we were doing so that we could replicate it if it was successful, and work out how to do it better if it was unsuccessful. So recording that information was a huge part of it, and also being able to disseminate it to other people so that we could write a protocol and get it out there so other people didn't have to reinvent the wheel.
It's just amazing to work with other people in this team that have been here since the beginning and have that kind of wealth of knowledge, and it's still being passed down and they're still learning every season as well. The ultimate goal would be reduce those predator numbers, and then we'd be out of a job.
Whilst we here at the hatchery are working on raising them up to that stoat-proof weight of 1 kilo, and that increases their survival from just 5% to 65%, It's not 100% because we can't grow them big enough to get predator-proof to the larger mustelid, the ferret, cats and dogs. For New Zealanders, it's really important to be a responsible pet owner.
It's really important that people care, and that's what the hatcheries are awesome at advocating.
I feel very privileged to be able to support Kiwi by sponsoring 2 chicks a year. The release date is one of the best days of being able to sponsor, although the hatching, the selection and the hatching and watching them grow too but it's all building up towards the release, and I always say go forth and multiply when they're released.
If you get people passionate about kiwi, it's not just kiwi that improve, it's everything in that environment that improves, and that's the win.